Hello, everyone, and welcome to She Said, He Said. We got a full house tonight. We even have a special guest, so I'll get you introduced in a minute. Just want to remind everybody, you can find She Said, He Said on Good Talk Radio, also on Spreaker and several other platforms. Just go in the description below, and you will find them all. So, how's the team today?
Awesome.
Is this awesome?
Good, thank you.
Just dandy.
I don't exactly recognize everybody, but that's okay. So I'm going to start at the bottom because the one in the top's scaring me. So at the bottom we have Tracy, and there's a reason why you have the name the Poopy Bag Harris. So for those, and Sherry, Tracy brought it up, that I should remind everybody that Tracy is my daughter, and so that's what makes some of the jokes kind of funny in here because she's always trying to embarrass her old man. So Tracy, welcome. How are you? You're down in what state?
I'm hanging out here in Phoenix, Arizona,
Yeah.
where we still can wear t-shirts outside, unlike the rest of y'all.
Nice. And then moving right along is Chandra. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you tonight?
Pretty good. Now, I heard you actually have a little cool weather there in Las Vegas.
Yes, cool enough that I can wear a short sleeve t-shirt.
Nice. You guys are actually pretty happy with that. You said you guys low as 41 degrees or something like that?
Yep, that's cold for us. So it was good. I put on jeans and I had on boots and a sweater. It was good.
Yeah, you guys are freezing. So moving right along to much colder temperatures. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
I'm understanding that your weather is kind of like ours a little bit. We were actually down in the single digits for a couple of days, but we're back up again. But you're in Utah, right?
Yep. Beautiful, remote, surrounded by not very bright people, Utah.
And then, well, it's nice to have everybody so far. Let me move on up to our guest today. It's Gene from Hamilton Radio. How are you?
Hey guys, how are you guys?
So I contacted him today and said, "Well, we have a spot up if you want to come guest." It's like, and he's like, "Yes." He was like, "'Cause this is and his daughter, she may come on in the future. And I shot her a note, said, "Would you be interested in the future?" And she goes, "Oh, I love that show." Yeah. And I go, "Well, too bad your dad's on it." So, anyway, so it's nice to have you, Gene. And then,
thank you, man. Thank you.
Now we is it Mick Jagger, some Led Zeppelin? Who's this in the center?
Read the name. Read the name.
G Money.
G Money, baby. That's right.
Is that real? That's
G
a real
Money.
gold around your neck, right?
That is real gold, boy. It's so heavy. My goodness.
Oh my gosh. I just turned on my comments and it's exploding already. So hello everybody. Welcome to the show on the chat. Please feel free. Tom's going to help me monitor this a little bit more, and because it's overwhelming and and he's good at it. The other thing is we cannot write back. So we apologize if you're not seeing us write back. It's the limitations of the software. So please don't think we're being rude. Anyway, and by the way, my name is Rob, or better known as RangerRob, and we're also on streaming on the RangerRob Country Living YouTube channel, which we play a lot of our other radio shows on there too. So anyway, guys, are you ready to address the subject today?
Oh, yeah.
What we're going to just be general at first, but we'll take it down farther. So what does a girl
Did you say
want?
General or gentle?
I'll be gentle, yeah.
Okay, just
What a girl
understand where we're
wants,
at.
what a girl wants
Gentle.
and what a guy needs is our subject today. So I imagine our chat will go kind of crazy with that. So guys, what do guys need? And what do girls want? And feel free to leave your comments in the chat. We ask everybody to be polite, and we're having fun here. So anyway, I'm going to start with
Go ahead.
Tracy. In general, in a relationship, what do girls need?
I don't know about girls because I'm a lady. I'm
Lady.
a gal.
Woman.
I grew up. Just saying.
I know I'm not very PC. Forgive me. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not very PC. And the more of this vodka I drink, the more PC I'll be.
But I would say partnership. I was definitely may have been raised by a certain person to look more for equality and partnership. I am not really one to be someone's servant, apparently only to my kids.
Yeah.
So really trying to look for balance, where we're splitting roles and responsibilities, and it's really not on one person or the other, but yeah, just a partnership, a real partnership.
All right. We'll see about that. I have the list. I know exactly what it should be.
Well, there's some other stuff too, but we'll save that for later.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep this woman level here, and let's move over to Chandra. What do you think a woman in general wants in a relationship? Besides going to Kmart,
Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart.
No. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit different than the average female, but I definitely believe that good communication skills are imperative, and honesty without sugarcoating things, and integrity. So that's what I look for. And you have to have a job, even if you're retired. Ask my husband. If I'm working, we're all
have
working.
a job.
Even with COVID, we all have to have a job, right?
That's right. He owns his own company, so it's a good thing.
Now, I was talking to Tom earlier, and he pretty much summed it up. So I'll give him the question. In general, Tom, what do guys need?
First of all, I'd like to say hello to everybody in the chat room from
There's a lot
the program. They're wonderful people. I love you all. Here's the deal. I sum it up like this. All women are looking for one man to meet all of their needs. All men are looking for all women to meet their one need.
It's putting it mildly.
I'm not even going to disagree with that.
Throwing the gentleman right out the window, then, right?
Is anybody writing this stuff down? I mean, that was like
That's good, man.
legendary
That was
there.
like, yeah. I need a pen.
I know.
Write that down.
I'm speechless. Well, that's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was great. That's it.
Yeah,
Well, we need to know.
later.
Move on. Let's move on to the next thing.
There you are. Your uncle. Done.
I'm gonna move up to Gene, and we started with George last time, so I'm giving him a break. But Gene, now you can address just the guy side if you want, but if you want to sum it up as well as Tom did and be legendary, this is your chance. So Gene, what do you need?
I have to say, listen, I was brought up a gentleman.
Yep.
And I always treated a woman with respect, care, romance. That's probably why I've been married for so long. But, I remember giving my wife flowers, just for the sake of giving her flowers, no special holiday or anything like that. I think that a man has to show that he really, really cares and loves the woman. And I try to teach that to my two daughters. They make sure you find a guy like that. I mean, you can look at it in a funny way, but you can also look at it like, let's respect each other. Let's respect what we want, but let's respect what you need and what you need from us. And I'm just here to say that I would give a woman exactly what she wanted. If she wanted me to fix the home, if she wanted to fix the car, obviously you got to be a handyman. There's all these little things, even before becoming a husband. My wife loves that. So I can help her do the wash and other things like that. Maybe that's the reason why we've been together for so long, because we gel together in a way where other people that are couples don't really have the relationship that we have, because we have a open relationship that's together, but at the same time we share our thoughts and their needs with each other. And I think that's one of the important parts to keep a relationship together. That's what I would say.
I think it's the hat.
Well, it could be the hat too.
So before I go to George, I got to jump down back to Tracy because I know you're laughing down there.
Uh-oh.
So define to me what kind of man you married.
In comparison to what he said?
Yeah, but you have a funny way of saying it.
Oh, I married pretty. I didn't get handy.
Yeah, because Ron's not the most mechanical guy, so her joke.
No, I'm the handy one. Like if there's something to be fixed in my house, I've learned how to do it because he's not. But he's actually very smart, very intelligent. He looks like a bodybuilder, very big dude. Can definitely protect the household, but not handy. Like, and I'm not that handy either. But I am willing to learn a little bit more. But yeah, we definitely have the rules.
She married pretty.
She married pretty. I like that. Very nice, Tracy.
Yeah.
All right, George, your chance. First of all,
well, it's hard to be kind of like serious with what I'm wearing. However, though, my grandfather was always a big thing on family values and treating a woman like she should be treated. And I've always taken that very seriously. In fact, when I was 9 years old, I got scolded by my grandfather. He says, anytime a woman comes to the room, you stand up, boy. And we went on and on and on about those kind of things. And I listened to my grandfather because he was a good man. So a lot of those things were very important to me. And I've treated women like that ever since. And Chandra can be attest to that. I've known her for several years, and we've always been very close friends. So it's been so nonetheless, I mean, I've always been a gentleman and I like to
30 plus years.
Yeah, I know, a long time. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I think it's very important to be able to treat the woman that you care for as equally as well as you would treat your own mother. So it's very important to me that I have that kind of a relationship, and I do with Courtney. Courtney's a great gal. We've been together for like almost 6 years, and love her. She's awesome, and the feeling's mutual. We get along very good together. I am the fix-it man. I am not pretty, so as you could see.
Yeah.
Hey, I really liked that posting that we just had. Can we address that posting? The honey-do list items marked as done gets actions from us ladies. I highly agree with that. I am very turned on by that check mark. Like, I agree, especially in the married life. I keep telling my husband, yes, good.
Right.
Check that off.
Well, I'm gonna take a shot at this one too. I usually stay out of these a little bit, but so Gene, first of all, how many years you got married?
29 years.
Right. And Sherry and I actually
went together 10 years.
40. So Sherry and I have been 40 years together.
See, there you go.
And so the biggest thing that we've always pushed on our relationship is the two should become one. And so just the other day we went out to dinner with somebody and they go, well, I helped pay for her stuff and they're married. I'm going, what? It just doesn't strike because everything is Sherry and I is us. In bank accounts, everything, our house, our cars, everything. There is we do have little nicknames for like, that's my truck, that's Sherry's car, whatever and stuff, but it's really both of ours. But I think what really helped us master getting over what they call the first 7 years is learning to make everything us, and every thought and every thing you do affects your partner. And so decisions, everything you're doing, you're always saying, okay, I want to do this, but how does that affect Sherry? So it's always, so that's the biggest thing I've always noticed is becoming one with your partner. Sometime you may not do it at first as you're first becoming a couple, but if you've gotten 7 to 10 years into your relationship, the more you become one, I just feel like helps make you more rock solid, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, that's my little 2 cents worth. Any other comments? None. Well, should we find out what the 8 things men really, really want in a relationship? And we'll let the panel go for this. The first one is.
Yeah.
Chandra's like, okay, here it comes. All right, number one.
Like I'm waiting.
What are
You ready?
the other 7?
This is what men really, really want. To feel like a hero.
Yeah, I like that.
Ah,
You guys, can you guys?
I would
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm already there.
Anybody dispute that one at all?
As long as they got no kryptonite.
I'm already a hero.
They don't have any kryptonite.
Just ask me.
Hey, G Money, keep it down.
My wife
All
said she had wigs for me. I'm like, I'm good.
Number 2, guys really, really want acceptance. This is serious stuff.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Acceptance. Do you feel accepted, Gene?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, a whole lot of acceptance.
That's what
Sometimes too much acceptance.
I think about all the crazy things to do between poopy bags, radio stations, and all the other things I've
we
done in
do
my
it
life.
all. You and I,
My
Rick,
wife,
we do it all.
rides that pony with me. It's like, are you kidding me? Anyway, she's still with me. 40 years of craziness. All right, you guys ready for number 3?
Sure.
Guys hate to be left in the dark.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nobody.
Oh
listens.
yeah.
I like the dark. I really like the dark.
I gotta hear Tom.
Both
Tom's got
though.
something here.
I think that's females too. I don't think we like to be left out of what's going on. There's a huge control factor that women like to know what's going on in their space, their home, their work, their environment. Some people call it gossiping or being in other businesses, but there's a control factor that you want to know what's going on. I think that applies to women too. I don't think that's just guys, but I do agree that it's guys as well. I don't know. That's my thoughts.
And Tom?
I just think, if I had a dime for every time I said, "How long has this been going on?" I'd be very rich. And I don't like that. It's
I've kind of been there before.
why we have a dry erase marker board on the refrigerator for all the things you don't want to say to my face. Just scroll them down there, and I'll bring them up myself. But no, I
Is
don't.
that what messaging's for?
Yeah, I don't like the shadow government being run in the background, the deep state of my relationship that I have no knowledge of.
That's good. That's well put.
I'm trying to understand this one here a little bit, but number 4 is called blinder sex. You ever heard that terminology? It says there's sex. and
Only
there's
when
blinder
people are
sex.
drunk.
No, it's a kind of sex that gives you blinders. Keep your eyes forward and intentions straight when you're out in the world. Let's face it, men are going to look.
I thought that was when you just use the blindfold thing.
You mean like blinders, like what I'm wearing right now?
It's like that.
No, like
difference between
blinders.
so the
nothing
difference
out of the
between
peripheral.
the difference between noticing and wanting. We tend to be visual creatures. We notice shiny things. That's what us guys are, put shiny things in front of it. But blinder sex gets us to say, yeah, she may be pretty, but I would never trade her in for trade in what I have already.
You can trade them in.
Never trade them in.
You can't.
Here's another one that kind of throws me, but I can't. Maybe Tracy, since you guys go to the gym a lot, stuff. This one, 8 things men really, really want in a relationship. Whoops. Number 6 is
Said the S word.
sweat. Is that sexy?
Depending where it occurs. In the gym, yes.
Yeah.
Playtime,
I would have-
yes.
Yeah.
Vacuuming, no.
Yeah. It says there's nothing
It is a
sexier
turn off.
than
It's a turn on if he is vacuuming, just not
Yeah.
breaking a sweat while doing it.
there's nothing sexier than working out with your intimate partner.
I do. I enjoy that, but that's one of those bonds. Those are like something in common we share and goals that we share. And it's more of the activity, not the fact that we're both sweating, but we have a common goal and a hobby that we like to do together. So that's something that we both enjoy, but it's not because he's over there sweating, although I'm like, he's not a stinky sweater, so it's definitely not a turn off.
Nice.
What's the bathroom jammies? I missed the
Batman jam.
Because Batman.
Oh, that's what, is that what guys really want?
Batman.
Yeah, it's feeling like a hero. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about the hero joke. Yeah.
The proverbial mushroom. I like that.
Alrighty. I hope everyone had a good day. Oh, that's from Thomas.
Almost.
So if you're my age, Tracy, and you're both sweating, we're both checking our pulses and hoping we're not having a heart attack.
Yeah, see, we're just in a different part. Like, you guys hit that 40-year mark. I just hit my 9 years. So we're just in different stages.
All right, guys, ready? Any other comments on the sweating here, guys? Is that sexy?
Not to me.
No, at our age, it's death.
Not good.
When they were younger, I didn't like sweating.
I think. Yeah, well, I won't go there.
What do you think, Chandra? You like sweaty guys?
Yeah, Chandra. Come on, Chandra.
Yeah, only if I can watch them working hard. But no. No.
I'm hearing sound from something.
Not digging on the old sweaty hug, huh?
No, I am not.
This
Gross.
comment's scaring me a little.
Oh my.
Lynette Miller joined us. And by the way,
Hi, Lynette.
Thomas Hamilton is from Glasgow, Scotland.
Oh, really?
He's one of us.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Nice. So, all right. So, guys, here's 8 things, and for those that just joined us, that men really, really want in a relationship. And number 7 is mandates. I love the looks like you guys' face. What? Having time to go do things with your friends. Mandates, not mandate. Mandate.
I think they do.
Are you talking like a bromance or?
I can tell you one thing.
You want to go out with the guys, or maybe you're on a baseball
Sure.
team.
That kind of mandate. Oh,
Yeah, I got a mandate.
I was like, are you talking? Yes, a little bit.
I can tell you one thing men really don't want. One thing men really don't want is it to be referred to as mandate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that. I'm not feeling the whole mandate thing.
I love this comment. I'm feeling the need to grab a Bible. Oh my God.
When you said mandate, I thought you meant like it was an extreme thing.
It's mandated. Yeah, I was at first. I was like that. I was like mandate.
I don't. My friends and I never had mandates. Me and my wife always spent time together. That's probably why we're the closest we are, because we never had that time away. I mean, you do spend time with people around you, but I spend time with the ones I love more. It's just the way it's supposed to be.
I mean, we take that yearly Reno trip,
I don't do that.
to do the sports. But, we do like, March Madness. We'll go down to Reno and just enjoy ourselves just with a lot of my buddies and just have a great time. But it's only like 1 weekend out of the whole year, so it's not a constant thing. But
I find that interesting because my husband, I don't care if he did that, but he doesn't. He really doesn't. If he did, I'd encourage it, but he really doesn't go looking for that kind of man time or I'll do it.
And I encourage it,
mom.
Well, see, I think it's important that if you like to do that sort of thing, and I worked for a sports station for quite a while, then it just was sort of automatic. But it's also important that she has her time with her girlfriends. I'm a big
Sure.
proponent of that.
Totally okay
Yeah,
with
me
that.
Uh,
too. I agree with that.
I thought that mandate meant a date that centers around the guy a little bit, because a lot of times, at least I try to make sure that the date night or whatever you call it is things that the lady, Tracy, the lady would like. You know, I want to make sure we do something that's really going to make her happy. So it's occasionally nice that the lady says, "Hey, why don't we? Hey, I got tickets to the Cubs game," or "Hey, why
Sweet.
don't we go throw axes?" or some other weird thing that I'd like to do.
Oh my God, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
want to
know.
go do
I'm kind of
that.
like, I would go do that too. I mean, like,
Yeah,
do it.
game.
They
I
got
want to throw axes. I'd throw axes with you, Tom.
Chandra. They have the throwing axes thing in Vegas. You can go there and throw
Yes, we do. It's called Axe Hole.
axes.
That's the name of the Axe Hole.
Who comes up with these names?
I love it.
I
Yeah.
I've
And did
I've
you
been
know that
called
you
that.
can
I've been called that myself.
you can even,
An actual.
I'm not going to comment, but you can even go there and you can actually have a destroyer room where you take a golf club and you destroy everything in the room and just break stuff to let out frustration and anger. So I'm all for it.
Well, I agree with Sketty, what she's saying there too. It depends on their personalities, but we all need the time on our own. We definitely need that. I agree with that.
I
That's
found
Lynette.
myself when
It was Kittle said,
That's Lynette
Agree.
Miller. She's the dreamiest girl in the world. There's her picture right there on my wall. She's very dreamy.
What's her? Is she? Which one is her? Unleash? Is that her?
Oh, she's Skedio.
Oh, Skidio. There she is.
Lynette.
Skidoo.
Yeah.
Hey. One of the things I noticed is when I was younger, my first 10 years or so with my wife, I tend to do, I was really outdoorsy. So I tend to do a lot of hunting and fishing and stuff. And so I tend to do a lot of hang out with guys to go do that. But later on, I discovered I liked taking my wife, and then my kids started getting involved. Pretty soon I dumped the guys, and now I just went hunting and fishing and did everything with my family. I just felt it was fun. Nothing beats going hunting with my wife, and she didn't even carry a gun. She just loved to go. And but at first, I think that's kind of why I worded it the way it is. Your first 10 years or so is kind of different. You're all adapting, trying to figure out what you like and dislike. And when you become one, pretty soon hanging out with the guys is kind of like, okay, no big deal. The last one on here, and I'm not sure if I agree with it, and I'd love to hear the panel, says number 8, what men really, really want in a relationship, maybe this is more of a up-to-date generation thing, to have their own lives.
Oh, yeah. I think both people need to have their own life, like majorly. And then the time you spend together is time you choose to spend. And it's a choice. But I think it's bad when one person has a rich and vivid life and the other person's kind of always, so what happened at work today? What did Joe say to Steve? Because I know yesterday you got the memo and he didn't get it and he was upset. Hey, look, no, you got to get your own life. You got to be two full people. If you're not two full people, why are you getting together?
True.
But do you think people really get together if one's empty and one's full?
Probably not.
I mean,
Probably not. And
I wouldn't.
The one that's full kind of always going to be going, hey, do a crossword. Get something going.
Get a life.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I can agree with that. But what happens when after 40 years of marriage is more of, you go do your thing, I'll support you. Sherry, you go do your thing, I'll support you. Like when I'm doing the radio stuff, Sherry doesn't have anything to do with this stuff. And she knows. And until I got a show, she goes and she's not texting me. She's not doing anything unless there was emergency. But she knows this is my time. And just like when she's doing her thing or she's going to go see her mom or whatever, that's her thing. And so I back off. I keep my personal business. I quit. I don't bug her. she doesn't bother me during my times, I guess you would call it. So yeah, I have to say, even in an older relationship like ours, I have to agree with Tom that you got to have your thing. So, and I know you relate to that, Gene, because you're doing your thing all the time with Hamilton Radio.
Well, the thing with that is too. Let me just interject this: that my wife really does support me, but she doesn't like me spending time at the studio and doing other things there. But when a celebrity comes, oh my God, thank you. Thank you for meeting this person. No, and that's what happens. It's like it's 100% reversal the other way. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being there. Thank you for having this celebrity there. We met Eddie Money and a couple people. And it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. So yeah, there's a responsibility for both people, but you have to support each other and respect each other again. So yeah, I totally agree with Rob, what you're saying.
Yeah. Any other comments in that from there? Because I'm going to move over to the women's needs. We picked on this.
How long is that list?
Me and my girl, we get along.
It's a long list.
That's got to be at least 2 pages long, right?
We only got 30 minutes left, so you're going to have to
right? We're going to have to hit that one pretty quick. Just one more comment about that, though. When you have a really good relationship, you kind of share. You're going to share with, like, say, I want to go hang out with some guys, that kind of thing, and if you're sharing, you're going to know that who's got the background noise.
Oh, somebody's got background.
It's not me.
Somebody's got really bad background noise.
Okay, we're done. We got it.
Thank you.
Was it me? Because I don't hear it.
Huh.
I don't have anything else on.
Must be that CB radio next door, right?
I don't have nothing else on.
Okay, no problem, guys. We'll live.
Yeah, no worries. It's all right.
So, team, you have a choice. Do you guys need tips told by women?
Sure.
And that
Come on.
You can always use tips.
Bring the tips on.
Yeah, I love
this is
I
not
love
a tippy
requests.
chat.
love
Okay.
requests. Requests are great.
Or do you want 15 example of what women need from men in a relationship?
Oh, we get 8, they get 15. True to
Wow, that sounds fair.
Yeah. I'll go with tips first. We'll see how we do with
Just
tips.
so you know, I think men have a lot more than the 8 that you listed.
Actually, I actually put down 4 pieces of paper of different stuff on there that guys want. I will.
I think there's less.
I'll just give you a hint. I'll read a couple of. He wants to be happy. He wants to take interest in. He wants you to take interest in his interests. He wants you to. He wants intimate sex. A man wants to be praised and acknowledged. He wants you to encourage him to adventure. He wants your confidence in him. He wants your respect. Got that? Respect.
Yep. I would agree with all those for a guy.
And the last one was he wants well, I wrote it down twice. He wants your respect. Well, yeah,
that's very important.
Yeah,
Should have been
This is
twice.
very important.
there's a lot of.
Twice.
I was
Minimum
watching some show. I don't know what it was, but they were talking about the, especially with the, and I don't want to label the feminist movement, but one of what was her name? Some gal that does a video show. She was getting upset of the fact that a lot of women would spend a lot of time bashing their partner all the time, and not acknowledge him as an equal or a human being. It was like, well, he's a man. He's a man this, he's a man that. And so I think really that list I just read off really acknowledges a lot of things that men want, is just to be respected. And we are men. Yes, we do think different. And we are different than women. We think a little in the box. In fact, one of the person has described a man thinks in little boxes. Our head's full of just tons of boxes. So when you talk to us, we just remove one box and address that box. And when it's all over, we put that box away. And where women, if you open their brain up, it'd be just a mesh of wires. So that's the difference between guys and girls.
Or just one big giant box. Everything's
Just a lot of those too. We think in boxes. Vodka makes this show so much easier. 12 tips of having a good relationship. All right, guys, this is what women, as told by women. This is told by women. This is what's going to make a good relationship. So you're writing this down, guys?
Got it down. Got my pen ready.
You must, and I've heard this already on the show, you must communicate. Got it, George?
Got it. Hold on. I got to spell communicate. All right. I got it. I can't see.
So
Hold on
I'm
a
going to
sec.
say something with that, though. I think, though, that if you want somebody to communicate, you have to give them a chance to communicate, and you can't expect them to communicate the same way you do. And that doesn't entitle you to bash them, nag them, hound them. It means talking openly.
Oh my God.
That's my opinion.
Amazing statement. I so much.
I agree.
Wow.
Your husband is lucky.
We need Flynn here. That would have been a
That would have been it. Yeah, it would have been a circle clap.
God bless you.
circle clap.
Circle clap.
I always thought that was a round of applause, but circle clap.
Well, I work with women a lot with what I do, and I am amazed at how often they want to hound and nag their husband and not give them a chance to catch up to where they are or to the thought process. And they're already sticking him in the doghouse for something. And we're like, just give him a chance. I'm sure he's a good guy.
You got to give us a chance to get that box out.
Jeez, man, my box isn't open that easily. Got to give me time to open up my box.
I'm sure.
Some of our body parts don't even work well, like bad backs and stuff like that. You know?
Another box.
Another box.
Another box.
All right, guys, open your box. Here we go.
Mine's like the evidence room on Criminal Minds. It's this big hallway.
There you go, man. Lots of turns and side mirrors, and yeah, I'm feeling it, man. Totally.
Oh my God. All right. Moving right along. As told by women, what makes a good relationship? Never stop dating each other. Which is a good one. I think it's a good one. Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
I love taking my girl out on a Friday, Saturday night, or even almost both Friday and Saturday night when we can go out here in El Paso.
Oh, you're in El Paso. You can't
When
go
the
anywhere.
zombies stop passing by. That's how
COVID
bad it
zombies.
is here. We made national news. Holy smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially it's like, attention, El Paso. George has quit dating his wife.
No, every day should be like a date night. Really, you're supposed to, talk to
There
each
you
other.
go, Gene. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Every night.
Doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, as long as you're with that person, that special
Yeah.
person with you.
Right.
Definitely.
She's the bomb. I love her. So she's awesome.
Yep.
And that brings us back to the show we were talking about that. Remember, we were reading that list of what married people quit doing over time, and they said quit saying please and thank you, and we all didn't agree. For example, like I told Jean that sure, he whipped up a little dinner for me because she knew I was doing this show. That's part of acceptance of what I do. She went out of her way to make sure I had enough time to go get something to eat just before the show, and I just lost my train of thought. I feel like Biden.
And that's what happened. Wow.
Whoa.
And that's what happened with my
Talking about
sandwich.
zombies, that's what I thought you were talking about.
That's what happened with my sandwich. My turkey sandwich. Courtney made me a turkey sandwich.
I just totally lost that. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to move on because I just
Cheesecake.
I should write this
Big
down.
Daddy
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Yes.
Cheesecake.
I am not explaining the cheesecake. All
I'll
right.
never be able to have cheesecake again. Thanks, Tom. You just destroyed it for me.
I just about died when we were doing the show before, and you said, "Hey, Mom and Dad, you want to meet us at the Cheesecake Factory?" Me and Mom are going, "No." Okay.
I
Or
don't know.
salad.
That's a family thing going on. I don't know
Yeah.
what.
Just
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Go watch the previous episodes.
Yeah,
All I have to say.
that'll force them to go watch reruns.
Just chlorinate the pool. We can't do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got the pool. All right, so going on,
Wow.
12 tips of good relationship as told by women is recommit yourself to your partner every day, which is kind of similar to what we were just talking about. Recommit yourself.
Yeah, you just look over and go, "You still here?" All right.
We should be committed, really. We really should be committed. You know what I mean by that.
There's another
If you need a daily reminder, I don't know. That's
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
My head should be banging the
like to
wall
offer
every
to
day.
What was that?
I
Chandra?
offer to renegotiate the contract every year. That's what I do. I tell my husband it's time to renegotiate our contract every year. Look at the small print, see what we didn't like the last year. What are we going to do to change it? You know, I mean, that's just what we do. Yep. It's like, and there are times that I have definitely go, man, I did not see that in the small print at all. Like,
And 90% of the time, it's probably money, right? Probably financial.
It's kind of like being
no,
a parent.
All the
not
arguments.
usually that.
Really? Oh, wow.
It's like
I love
being
my
a parent. You're
husband
still waiting for the
death.
manuals to come in for your kids. And they moved out, and I'm
Yeah,
still
my
looking for the
husband is
manuals.
a talker. And I didn't realize how much talkers really need to talk. It's shocking. And I go, gosh,
You can't marry a
dang,
DJ.
are you
can't marry a
serious?
DJ.
And there's a part of me, and it's like, oh, Jesus, shush up. But I love him.
Oh my god!
But I do ask.
I better move on to this next one before we get in trouble here.
The large print giveth, and the small print taketh.
You can take it away.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly right, Tom.
the fourth one here from the women is learning how to fight without feeling attacked. That's tough.
Oh, yeah. Women are so offended all the time. Oh, my God. Get over it.
That's true.
More
I mean,
vodka,
gosh.
more
How
vodka.
can we offend you
It's
today?
like
I'm always,
pretty much.
I think of just new ways to offend women. No, that's not true. I don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
Hey, George,
I
you
don't
got
think
on
George
Facebook.
does.
You know, I'll say that one of the ways I learned, because in business, arguing is a lot different than a relationship. Maybe it shouldn't be, but when I felt attacked, that's what taught me to not attack somebody else and to think about, what do you really want out of this particular situation? How can you kind of set a middle ground and get there without attacking the person or holding them hostage for the way they feel or maybe something they did, and getting past all that. So I think kind of if both people can realize, hey, I like you, I love you, I want you to be happy, you should feel the same about me. There's no reason to hurt each other while we're getting to that happy place. There's just it's totally unnecessary. I've also found that is something I find unacceptable in a relationship, is someone that wants to wage war on that level. I don't think it's necessary.
Good one.
I think it's
we'll move
really
on to-
cruel. And it's just
It
unnecessary.
is. It's just bad, toxic.
They want to get revenge sometimes, you know. I had a girlfriend way back when that just want to get revenge, you know. She totally, I mean, I had to dump her, man. She was going psychotic on me. I mean, she's going psychotic on me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Dude, I tell you what, she had this, thing going where I didn't know where to go with this one. She basically, I mentioned something on Facebook about somebody's tatas, and she got really jealous, and she basically skinned me alive, and I couldn't go forward with that, so I had to cut her off from everything. Facebook,
that is
block her. I had to stop her from, basically committing suicide. Well, no, that's not true. She didn't do that. But, I mean, she went crazy on me, man. I had to totally block her. It was horrible. Horrible. As you can see, I'm real upset about it.
It's so hard to take you serious, George.
I want to get revenge sometime, man.
It does, man. All I need is my doobie, and man, I'd be great. Not legal in the state of Texas.
Great.
Dude, let me go on with this list here. We need to find someone we're comfortable with. Kind of sounds obvious.
Definitely.
Yes.
And this is also what women want. Let's start thinking we instead of I. Can I touch that already?
I
Underneath
have
the
to
glass,
say
I've
that
got
my
serious
husband's
eyes.
better at that than I am.
Say that again.
I said my husband is way better at thinking about we than I am. And I was single for so long before I met him that everything I did was based on what I did. And he was part of the fire department. He'd been married and he had not been divorced, I don't know, more than a few years kind of thing. And so he was really good at the we, and I've really grown a lot from that. And so I have to still catch myself and go, he's a pretty good leader when it comes to things like that. I just don't think about it.
I'm still recovering from George.
I'm going here.
Underneath these glasses, there are serious eyes. Serious eyes.
All right, I'm gonna keep moving here because you and your partner both have to understand your self-worth. Actually, I think that's pretty important because some relationships, I noticed some guys or gals can knock a person down from their self-worth, and some of it's kind of sad to watch. I mean, you see it in relationships, like, oh yeah, he thinks he's some kind of great woodworker, and it's like he just makes pieces of shit out in the garage. the guy's trying his best. I know I said the bad word.
Did it again. Did it again, Rob.
I know. Sorry.
Why don't you just use poopy? It's easier.
God,
Poopy. Way to go, poopy bags.
Hey, George,
Poopy.
And when he does.
Yeah. That's right. George, I got to tell you, I did something serious based off of one of your comments on the last show.
Oh, boy.
I literally went to my supplier and had them research poopy liners for toilets.
Hey, man, it's the way to go.
RangerRob flushable toilet seat in the future.
Just bring them together.
I'm telling you, man, they got those collapsible ones, you can take with you.
Well, these are,
my title down here is supposed to be a joke, but you keep going down these paths, and I'm thinking it's becoming a real thing. I will be inheriting a bunch of
poopy stuff,
in the future. Just so y'all know,
you're going to be the
poopy heiress. That's right.
Waste Management. Look at Waste Management. They're $1 billion company. So
that's right.
Don't laugh at it, really.
The RangerRob Poopy Empire. You lucky girl.
I know.
I like that. That's
another one in here. The girls want you to appreciate each other. Appreciate your partner, it says. Which kind of goes with what we were saying before.
Yeah.
The other one I kind of like here is the same sense of humor is key.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I'd say that there's a lot to that. Nobody wants to be with somebody who doesn't have a sense of humor if they have a great one. And I don't think that anybody wants to be with somebody who's incredibly cruel or sarcastic in their humor, and they're not. So yeah, I think that having similar senses of humor match is a good thing.
I don't know that I would want a lady to have my sense of humor, but I think it's important that you both get each other's sense of humor.
Yeah, I think if you can appreciate each other's sense of humor, that's good. But I think if it was similar, I don't know if I want to be hit up with the same thing I'm delivering. So, I'm like,
Okay.
Well, I could say this. If you watch TV together, like me and my wife watch Raymond, Everybody Loves Raymond, and we both laugh at that because it's all funny, right?
Yeah.
But you have the same sense of humor where you both laugh at the same time for certain things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you're going to laugh at everything every time. It just means that you're similar
Right.
at certain times. That's all.
I don't want to be around anybody funnier than me.
Well, there you
I don't want that.
You don't
Is that
you
ever
want to be
possible,
taking notes
Tom?
there.
I don't think you're funny, Tom. That's all there is
I
to it.
don't want to be around, that girl.
Well, I have one more from this list, and I actually think it's a pretty good one for both sides of the aisle here, you might say. Tips for having a good relationship as told by women in love. Make sure you're each giving your all. And that's easier said than done.
I see Lynette Miller just said, I want a man to be my best friend, and I want a woman to be my best friend, and I want that woman to be named Lynette Miller.
Roger that.
So,
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on, Lynette.
Oh, I don't even remember what the last thing was. I was concentrating on that incredibly suck-up remark.
Yep.
That was good. That was good, Tom.
It's right off the top of my head. What was the last one, Rob? Sorry,
You have to give your all. Are you willing to give your all?
Yeah, you got to be all in.
Yeah.
I spoke with a girl the other day who had been dating a guy in a year and a half, and he didn't know when her birthday was. I'm like, how can you be with somebody for that long and you have no clue as to when their birthday?
Well, you get our age, we're trying to forget our birthdays. Very true.
Yeah, no.
Well, girls, I'm not.
I've got an actual little date calendar sitting on my bureau that tells me every day what her birthday is. So I'll never forget.
Every day?
Every day.
Dang, dude.
I don't change the calendar, man. Love that girl.
What are you smoking in Texas?
Everything but her shoes, man. Everything but her shoes. Like I said, underneath there's serious eyes.
I got some pretty serious stuff here. 15 examples of what women need from men in a relationship.
Wow.
To be able to look up to him and respect him as her man. It's kind of deep.
Yeah, but why would you be with somebody if you couldn't?
Good boy.
Let me think about that one.
Why?
George,
Were you that desperate that you chose somebody that you couldn't look up to?
Pull the box out, George.
Got to open up the box. Hold on.
Here's
Pandora's box is what it is.
I think very seriously. What was the question again?
Dude.
Keep looking
Just
for the
kidding,
box.
man. Just kidding.
Here's kind of a deep one. As
These all
relationships
are
go
pretty
on,
deep.
to feel that love between her and her man is growing stronger and deeper over time. Is that a true statement, Gene?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. I mean, I've grown to love her over time. Yeah, I mean, I can't live without her, and I know she can't live without me because who's going to do all the work?
That's true. There you go, Gene. So you've grown to love her, Gene. You've grown to love her.
Oh no, she's going to love me. I love her because I love her.
Yeah. That's such a true statement. It's like, yeah, Sherry's had to kind of grow to love me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lynette says adoration equals both ways. I think that's true.
Yeah,
Very true.
Yep.
That's man, there's some.
I like
deep
it,
stuff.
Lynette.
I don't know if George is up to this stuff. It might blow his brains. George, this stuff in here is going to blow your boxes away.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me scratch it and make sure it's okay. All right, we're good.
Here's one. Actually, we haven't heard the word yet. The word. Be able to trust him.
Oh, Lynette already had it. Trust is everything.
Oh, good timing. Look at that.
I agree with everything Lynette says, by the way, even before it's in the chat.
Suck up.
Let's
Oh man.
cheer up here a little more.
So women want to feel special every once in a while. Is that true?
I want her to feel special all the time.
Yeah.
You want her to feel special every time, or you want to feel special every time?
I want her to feel special all the time.
Wow.
She's
So-
my girl.
I got an argument with my wife. I didn't even realize I was getting in trouble. But we were talking about some of the subjects for the show, and I made the statement, and she actually was mad at me about it. And I said, well, I like to put women on a pedestal. And I meant that in a good way.
Right.
But she goes, but that's not what they want. They want not to be put up on a pedestal. She goes, and maybe it's because we've been together for so long. She wants to be equal, more of an equal relationship. She doesn't want me to constantly putting her on this pedestal. That I used the terminology, and I can't remember what we compromised on, but she was right. I actually agree that using that old terminology because of myself and being old and senile, I tend to always say I like about women, but I meant I like to be a gentleman. I think. To me, we're running out of time here, but to me, I think it's important that the way we're raised to suggest our women are special, and I was using the word pedestal, but saying that we have an appreciation for them as we open doors for them and do things like that, not by degrading them as not being equal, but out of respect. That I don't know how to get I had a hard time with the argument with her too. It's like I didn't know how to word it, but being a gentleman, but not to a point that you're putting him on a pedestal. That
Well, it's like that. The comments that you're reading, that list you're reading, the list is being appreciated, right?
Yeah,
Being respected. We want to be able to trust you, and all those things equal what I think you're trying to state, but it's not overdoing it. Like there's balance, because we want to be appreciated, but we don't want to be a trophy either. Well, some, but not all.
I saw this really cool poster at a head shop once, and it was this like dragon, and then there was this like Conan the Barbarian guy with a big sword, and next to him was this chick that also had a really big scabbard stuff. And it's like, I don't want a princess that needs to be protected. I want a queen to fight by my side. Poster's right over there.
that's a good
I like it.
If I ever live
Give
with,
me a copy.
if I ever live with
I like
somebody,
it.
if I ever live with somebody again, I'm sure it's the first thing that will be removed. But I mean, the theory,
Need a copy of that poster.
the theory is good. The theory is good.
Yes, and I think more and more women are leaning that direction. We don't need to be the princess, but equal queen.
So I'm going to change the subject really quick. We only have 2 minutes left, and I want to get on the subject of kissing.
Oh boy.
Yes. So there's a couple of quotes here, and see if anybody wants to throw something in here or not. But don't kiss anyone you don't really want to kiss.
Well, yeah,
Like grandma, does that count?
really count.
I think we got to stay in the dating
Just
realm. as
kind
we're
of
eating
depend.
dinner.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Respect consent. Everybody agree with that? Always.
Yeah.
Understand the importance of the setting. Come on, guys.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Would you want to get in the mood with this? Come on, baby.
That might require that doobie you were talking about.
Come on,
we're down,
baby.
we're
Give me
down to
some
1
love.
minute here. We're down to
Give
1
me some
minute,
love.
but I've got one more for. Keep your breath fresh. Wait. Gotta have-
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Gotta have
And-
fresh breath.
Tic Tacs.
A good kiss also requires the partner. Ask your partner what they want. You want,
If
I
you're
don't know how
talking
you
about
ask them. He's like, "Yeah, you want a little tongue, or do you?" I don't
Tongue
know
down
how
the
you
throat.
ask that. But in this day and age, I guess people are more straightforward. Like, hey, I'd like to kiss you. Can I use my tongue?
Setting is important. You don't want to kiss right after you say, "Are you going to eat your fat?"
Oh, yes. Well, with that note, guys, we have to say goodbye.
Dude, that's something I would do.
Me too.
Are you gonna eat your fat?
That's right.
Especially chicken fat, man. That's the best.
Okay,
Fried
guys, we got to wrap this up. I want to thank the panel today and our special guest, Gene. You're awesome.
Thank you,
And
guys.
next Wednesday, we'll be back on at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. East Coast. And guys, thank you very much and have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.